Welcome back to my channel. In this tutorial, we are going to learn how to install and configure MySQL database server on Ubuntu 24.04 LTS Linux by following Ubuntu's official documentation. So, let's get started. At first, open your favorite web browser and browse this URL. Now follow the instruction. MySQL is a fast, multi-threaded, multi-user and robust SQL database server. To install MySQL, run the following command from a terminal prompt. So open a new terminal by pressing Ctrl Alt T at the same time, or you can open from application launcher, search for terminal and open. Okay. Now copy this command and paste here. Hit enter. Now enter the password for this user. Now type Y. Then hit enter to continue installation. It may take a while for installing MySQL Server. Now verify the installation. MySQL version. That's it. MySQL version 8.0.37. Once the installation is complete, the MySQL server should be started automatically. You can quickly check its current status via this command. That's it. MySQL service is active, running. Okay. The network status of the MySQL service can also be checked by running this command. That's it. The default user for MySQL database is root, and by default it has no password. Let's log into the MySQL server using this command mysql u root p for password. Hit enter. Now blank this password field. Hit enter. You will not be able to log into MySQL server without password. So log in to MySQL server using your system's root users or administrator's users password. You must use sudo privilege. Hit enter. That's it. If you want to set a new password for the root user, follow this instruction. Log into MySQL server using sudo privilege and then show databases. Now use MySQL database. I am going to show that root user has no password using this query select user authentication string plugins and host from MySQL service. Sorry, MySQL user. Here, notice that the user root has no authentication string. That means has no password. Okay. Now check whether validate password component is enabled or not using this query. Show variables like validate password. If you see look like this empty set, you must install a MySQL package. So exit this shell and then install this MySQL secure installation package with sudo privilege. Hit enter. Let's set up validate password component. Type Y and then hit enter. Now select the levels of password validation policy. There are three levels of password validation policy. I am going to select the second level of password validation policy, medium length. In this password validation policy, password length must be greater than or equal 8 characters. And also, password has at least one numeric number, mixed case character, and special characters. If you want to choose this validation level, type 1, then hit enter. Okay. Now I am going to remove anonymous users. Type Y. I'm going to delete the test database and access to it. Let's reload privilege tables now. Now log into the MySQL database server and use MySQL, and also now check the validate password component using this query. Show variables like validate password. That's it. Password must be greater than or equal 8 characters, and mixed case count will be at least one character, number at least one number, and also at least one special character. Okay. Now I am going to set a new password for root user using this query. Alter user Here user is root at localhost identified with this plugin caching ss2 password plugin. Y, enter your password. My case password 123 uppercase letter and special character. Okay, now hit enter. Now flash privileges. Okay, exit the shell and I'm going to log into MySQL database server using root users password MySQL user root password. Hit enter. Now enter the password for root user. That's it. If the MySQL server is not running correctly, you can type the following command to start it. A good starting point for troubleshooting problems is the system D journal, which can be accessed from the terminal prompt with this command. Now configure the MySQL server. You can edit the files in this directory to configure the basic settings, log file, port number, etc. For example, to configure MySQL to listen for connections from network host in the file in this directory, change the bind address directive to the server's IP address. I'm going to open this configuration file with nanotext editor. Scroll down. Here you will see bind address. You can change this address. You can access the MySQL server using IP address. You can replace this IP address or this IP address with the appropriate address that you want to set, which can be determined via the IP address show command for your computer. Open a new terminal and paste here. Here, find out the IP address of your system. This is my IP address. I'm going to change this. Okay. Now save this file and also restart the MySQL server using this command. After making a configuration change, the MySQL daemon will need to be restarted. with the following command. Copy this command and paste here. Hit enter. Enter the password for this user. MySQL database has two main storage engines. MySQL is designed to allow data to be stored in different ways. These methods are referred to as either database or storage engines. There are two main storage engines that you will be interested in: InnoDB and MyISAM. Storage engines are transparent to the end user. MySQL will handle things differently under the surface, but regardless of which storage engine is in use. InnoDB. As of MySQL 5.5, InnoDB is the default engine and is highly recommended over MyISAM unless you have specific needs for features unique to that engine. And MyISAM is the older of the two. It can be faster than InnoDB under certain circumstances and favors a read-only workload. Create a tuned configuration. There are a number of parameters that can be adjusted with MySQL's configuration files. This will allow you to improve the server's performance over time. Many parameters can be adjusted with the existing database. However, some may affect the data layout and thus need more care to apply. First, if you have existing data, you will first need to carry out a MySQL dump and reload to backup the old databases of your MySQL server. I am going to backing up all databases of MySQL server using this command. Enter the password for the root user. That's it. You can backup the databases in another name or DB. That's it. Once the dump has been completed, shut down MySQL. Copy this command and paste here. Enter the password for the system's user. Okay. It's also a good idea to backup the original configuration. Using this command, I am going to backup the original configuration of MySQL server. This is the MySQL configurations, files and folders backup. Make any desired configuration changes, then delete and reinitialize the database space and make sure ownership is correct before restarting MySQL using this command. If you are a beginner, you should skip this option. Okay. The final step is re-importation of your data by piping your SQL commands to the database. This command. Okay. For large data imports, the 5-viewer utility can be useful to track import progress. If you are new to the channel, subscribe the channel and like, comment, share. Thank you so much for watching this tutorial.